Hey folks, we're going to get started in just a second. I am just going to check a page setting on this new site. Okay, we look good to go. So, welcome along to June's Masterclass, IT Rockstars Masterclass. Great to have you here if you're watching a recording or if you are watching live. That is awesome. So we've got some big changes at IT Rockstars that have happened recently. We're going to be covering them, and I'm going to just bring myself up here on the screen, or attempt to anyway. Hopefully you can see me as we go through this. So hello. Yeah, we've had some really big changes at IT Rockstars. So the VIP site has went through a complete overhaul. So we're going to cover some of that. But we've got a new live page for these masterclasses that are live, and there's a little chat widget on the side. You'll get access to this under the live events. What I am seeing in that chat widget is that there's no one else online. So out of all of our members, no one else is on this page. Now there's two reasons why that could be. The first one, the chat widget's not working correctly, or the page is not working correctly. The second one is the fact that I forgot to put out the email reminder about this month's masterclass. So it could be one of those issues why this isn't working. So you may be watching a recording of this. But welcome along anyway if you are watching live. Great to have you here. So this is the agenda for today. We are, as I mentioned, going to cover the VIP portal, the new look. It isn't just a look though, there is an upgrade to the service as well, which you will be excited hopefully to hear about. I think I can hear myself. 2 seconds here. Okay, I think that's cool. All right, yeah, so it is a complete upgrade to the service as well. And there's new things that are going to be coming along to IT Rockstars over the next few months. We're going to kind of outline some of what they are. One of them's coming next month, which will be really useful for you in these uncertain times. Help you sort of develop your prospects and your leads in your IT business. We've also got new members, so let's just get stuck in with the new members. So welcome along. We had one of our best months actually. And the reason I say it was one of our best months is we didn't really push out any marketing whatsoever this month. So we kind of took a little bit of a back step. We did the same thing last year. So what I've always found in June is that things kind of ease off the gas. Now, obviously this year is quite slightly different because of the lockdown. So everyone's kind of stuck at home, or they're working from home. So I'm surprised actually, just the amount of members that we had. So this time last year, we probably looking at about half this number joining us in the month of June. So without a marketing push, this is excellent. So welcome along, Andrew, Phil, Leon, Tim, Abby, and Alex. It's great to have you here. IT Rockstars as new members, and these members, they come from all parts of the world. I know we've got at least 2 from the UK, I think, and 4 from the US, and I think there's potentially an Australian in the mix there too. So welcome along to everyone. It's great to have you here, and we're going to really change your IT business. Now, a message just for new members, but also existing members if you're watching this. One of the things that we are kind of changing up a little bit at IT Rockstars is we're going to be a little bit more interactive with you. So what I mean by that is you'll be able to actually interact with us more than just receiving the content. So any questions that you have about how to use the content, anything like that, we've added some more interactions into the service. Okay, so new site 2.0. So obviously it's got a little bit of a new look. I've kept the same color scheme on the site. Apart from that, there are a lot of things that have changed. Let me just bring up what they are. So we have, obviously, let me go to the front page here. You've got my ugly mug in the front, which is maybe a bit of a downgrade. However, you will see now this community activity. So we launched a forum probably back in I think it was April this year. We actually have a forum attached to the membership. We never really made it public though. We didn't tell any of our members that we had it. We just kind of mentioned it in a couple of emails. We're now putting it front and center because we realized that the forum's actually a really useful place, as opposed to sending a support query into ourselves. You can actually raise the queries within the forum. So if you've got like a particular marketing question, like there's ones that we always have, then you can actually ask them in the forum, and someone will get back to you. A member of the team or myself will get back to you. So the forum is now there. You can see the latest. Topics in the homepage. You can get to it obviously by hitting that community button. Other thing that's changed is the live events. You now have access to the last 3 previous months of live events. Now previously we kind of just switched out, so you didn't get access to any of the events after they were over, and we realized that that's really dumb. So we've actually going to start putting in an archive here of the live events. And one of the reasons that we're doing this is because we're actually going to be getting guests onto the masterclasses. So it's not just going to be myself talking about the latest marketing techniques. We're actually going to have experts, and some of the experts kind of align with the roadmaps. So we'll touch on the roadmaps in just a moment. So the monthly swipe files, they remain the same. The main thing that's changing with them is the files will be updated per month. So on July 1st, you will get access to all of the July content. Out with that month, it will switch to August, etc. So you get it for the whole month, and then it'll switch at the beginning of the next month. So there's no deadlines, and we're looking to kind of stick a little bit more rigidly to that month for each piece of content. Previously, we would maybe have pieces of content going up early or going up late, depending on video editors and things like that. We've actually produced content sort of a few months in advance now at this point, so that we can pretty much switch it out without any problems in scheduling. So I guess we can probably put in a calendar event at the start of every single month. You can download this content and get access to it. You will notice that it's not a nice little grid. We've actually got a couple little buttons here that are missing. I should have maybe put a couple of question marks there. And that's because we're getting some new content next month, and I'll cover that a little bit later on in this masterclass and what exactly that's going to be. So you're going to get some additional content from us here at IT Rockstars, and it's something that's going to be useful for you, as I mentioned, to help you kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not generate leads or retain leads. Well, it's going to help you retain existing customers, but it's also going to help you warm up to new prospects. So we'll get on to what exactly it is later in the masterclass. So roadmaps. We have got this new section. So previously, I think how we had it split out is it was literally 3 or 4 videos. Welcome to IT Rockstars. Here's the formula that you need, and this is how you use it. We realized that there are so many unanswered questions with that formula. We also realized that there's so many aspects to what we kind of what our mission is here at IT Rockstars, that we needed to build it out to an actual roadmap for you. And one of the things that we needed to kind of make all of the members at IT Rockstars understand, and anyone that's joining us, is that marketing is very much a layered approach. There's no one thing that's going to work by itself. So whilst you have the content here at IT Rockstars, using that content in various ways and repurposing the content in a layered approach is what's going to work better than just posting out the content onto your LinkedIn and hoping for the best. So the roadmap has been designed specifically to get the things that are going to bring you the most value. So the things that are going to bring the biggest sort of bang for buck up first. And they're also the easiest things to implement. So to start with, there's a bit of an overview on actually what the roadmap is, how it was built, and how it's prioritized. And once you kind of watch those steps in the roadmap, you'll kind of understand where we're coming from here. The first point, though, is the prospecting, and that is having a list of 150 to 200 businesses that you want to do business with, and finding out who your target is. So who Who is your ideal customer, your ideal client? Who are they? And defining them in a list. So we show you how to do that in prospecting. So we help you define that. We also we show you actually how to get those people onto that list, and we show you how you can implement a CRM system as well as a CRM called Pipedrive. Second piece of this is retargeting. So what's worked really well for us in the past here at IT Rockstars is having a retargeting pixel on our website. Now, I talk about this often, but the content that you get from IT Rockstars, most of the members here put that up onto their website. So if you're getting traffic from places like LinkedIn, and your prospects are coming from LinkedIn, or maybe they're coming to your website some other way, you've only got that one chance to tell them about your service and your product. The retargeting pixel comes in because you can then retarget them on the Facebook timeline with adverts specifically for them. Now, you can use the content we provide you at IT Rockstars as actual adverts. I will get into that in a later masterclass. We've done this ourselves at IT Rockstars, where we've got a blog post that we've got on our website. We'll also have that same blog post as an actual LinkedIn advert, a Facebook advert. Now, you would think that 2,000 words or 500 words, for a Facebook ad is quite a lot of text, but you'll find that there's a certain type of user on the platform that will love engaging with those types of adverts. They'll love that long form content that they can read and get engaged with. The other type of user is the video user, and we'll get onto that a little bit later on as well. So there's different types of people that are different types of prospects that will, what's the word I'm looking for? They'll engage with your advert depending on the type of advert it is. So if it's a video, you'll find some people will be more open to watching that. They'll pay more attention to that. If it's a long post, they'll be more open to that. Or if it's just an image, they'll be more open to that. So we will cover that in a future masterclass, all these different options that you have on places like Facebook. But if you set up the retargeting pixel on your website, and what we show you in that part of the masterclass, or in the roadmap, you're going to be using an extremely small budget. So you can spend literally $1 per day on that audience of people that have been to your website. And because they're already interested in your service, and they're extremely warm to who you are, and then they start seeing your ads and you're warming them up even more. Then we build out the landing pages. Step 4 actually show you how we can build out a landing page. So the content that we have at IT Rockstars, posting that up onto your website, but actually how to integrate it with some form of action. So if they click a button, getting their email address, basically getting their contact details, how to actually implement that. And we use a system called, I think it's Thrive Themes that I go over for that. There are many different ways to set it up. You could go and look at something like ClickFunnels. I'm just showing the way that we do at IT Rockstars. It is not the most expensive way to do it, but it's the one that delivers the best value for buck. Thrive Themes is fairly low price. That's why we like it. Step 5 in the roadmap is about generating traffic. So that is getting everyone back to your website, all of your prospects, somehow getting them back to your website so you can drop that retargeting pixel, and so potentially they will actually do some form of action on your landing page. Now, there is a caveat in this. No matter how good your retargeting, no matter how good your Facebook ads, no matter how good your landing page is, no matter how good the copy is in your landing page, the blog post, whatever it might be, the content that we produce, there will be some prospects that won't take any form of action, okay? And this is why it's important to actually track them in something like a CRM system. So once you've connected with them on LinkedIn and they start seeing your timeline, your posts, there is a good chance over the course of 3 to 6 months, they are going to come back to your website and they are going to get that retargeting pixel. They will get all of this marketing, but they still won't take an action. That's why it's important to have them listed in your prospects list, because this is the difficult bit. You're actually going to have to pick up the phone at some point after connecting with them on LinkedIn and speaking to them on the phone. Now, because you've done all of these steps, there's a much higher chance that when you pick up the phone and you say to that business owner, hey, Mr. Business Owner, I'm local to the area. I noticed we're both connected on LinkedIn. I would love to have a catch-up introductory meeting with you just to find out a little bit more of what your business is. They're going to be far more open to you, actually accepting that call and that invitation to meet for that intro meeting. So that's the whole point behind this marketing. So you're warming up that prospect. So other ways that we're going to show you on how to warm up that prospect. And again, this is steps in the roadmap. And as we go through this roadmap, they're going to get more difficult. Okay, so that's why we've got the easiest things first that are going to deliver the most value. So July, we're going to be introducing a newsletter. So we're going to be taking the content that we provide you every month, and we're going to be creating an Illustrator file, an Adobe Illustrator file. It's a print ready file that's converted into a PDF that you can put your own logos in it. Then you can go to a local printer, or you can do it on an online printer, or you can even try attempting to print it yourself. But you can send that newsletter out to your prospects, a hard copy of the newsletter. Now you might think that sounds nuts in this day and age of digital, but the big question is, how many of your competitors do you think are doing this? Probably not many. And what I am always looking at is the marketing channel that has the least saturation. Okay, so at the moment, what's got the most saturation? Things like email, people emailing you, people LinkedIn messaging you, asking for business or trying to sell you something. They are highly saturated. So I spend a lot less time on those types of channels. Things that aren't saturated is actually physical things at this moment in time. So a newsletter, so that's going to be coming in July. Then August, we're going to be showing you a direct mail campaign. So this is sending out a series of sales letters to your prospects and trying to get them to take some form of action. So as you send out these newsletters, you can also send out the sales letter. And there's some steps involved in that direct mail sequence that involves actually interacting with them. The next step to warming up your prospect is a book. So we're going to be, I've got September here, so this is really setting me a deadline, but we're going to be providing all members of IT Rockstars with a ghost written book. So you can put your name on this book, you can put your company name on this book, you can say you're the author of it, you can change up the text any way you want if there's something in the book that you don't agree with. The working title at the moment of the book is, I think it's something like The Small Business Owner's Guide to Technology and Cybersecurity. And it is literally the basic concepts on, how to set up your business technology, what to look out for, and the cybersecurity side of things. And it's coming from the perspective of a business owner, the type of things that you need to keep in mind. So it's things like how to choose an IT provider locally, that type of thing. So that's coming in September. Don't hold me to that date, but I'm going to work my backside off to try and achieve that date. But that will be on the roadmap as well. Next steps in this, Google AdWords. Google AdWords does work. It just takes a lot of effort. And when I mean effort, I mean money. You have to burn through quite a bit of money to get the prospects and leads. And to tell you the truth, the current climate, I wouldn't be advertising Google Ads because there's probably not that many people. I could be completely wrong about this. But locally, I think there's better ways to be spending your money than Google AdWords at the moment. However, if you have the budget and you're capable of doing this, then definitely Google AdWords is definitely something that you should be adding to your arsenal. And we'll be getting an expert in for this. So whilst I wrote a book on SEO, and there's a whole chapter dedicated to Google AdWords, it's not something that I work with on a daily basis. So we're going to be getting an expert in. I'm not going to give away the name just yet, but they work on a daily basis with other managed service providers in their Google AdWords accounts. So that we'll show you exactly specific to MSPs and technology companies, Google AdWords campaigns that work, and things like negative keywords, things to avoid in your campaign. An easier one, step 10, this is one that I will be delivering, is search engine optimization. These things can be done fairly easy, what I'm going to be covering within this. It's just lower down on the roadmap because it will have less impact. So whilst these things are easy to do, they have less impact, and are things that take higher priority at this step. Then we've got virtual events. This might change, but at the moment, running in a virtual event in the lockdown. So we might be in lockdown 2 by December. Who knows where we're going to be. But running in a virtual event to acquire prospects, we're going to be covering that. And then finally, email marketing, that will be coming in January. We might switch out email marketing. I'm not entirely sure yet. But that gives you the idea of the roadmap and where we're going with that. You can literally click into these parts on the roadmap and you'll navigate through. There's videos for each section that cover them, and you can click the plus button. And there's actually a tick box here that you can tick to say that you've completed that point in the roadmap, and it'll give you it'll tell you how much complete you are on the roadmap, and it should save your position. So next time you come back to the site, it will show you in here what video you watched last. So that's the roadmaps. Do we have anything else to cover? Yeah, there's a little bit here. So we already covered the community. Tools. This is some tools that we provide at IT Rockstars. So there's a cyber search plugin. The rest of them are recommended tools that we suggest that you use. And probably one of the most important ones that we've never really mentioned before is Missing Letter. This will allow you to post out the content automatically that we provide you onto your social profiles. Now, the cool thing with Missing Letter compared to other automatic social posting platforms is this will create a campaign for each blog post over 365 days. So it will take that one blog post and it will post out 12 times or 20 times over the course of a year. Once you start building up IT Rockstars content, it's going to get layered, and it means every other day you're going to be posting out a piece of content for your prospects to see, and that's just another opportunity for them to come back to your website. So at the moment, when you use this tool, you've maybe only just started. You're going to have maybe 10 people a week coming to your site. Because of the way this compounds over time, you'll have over 1,000 per month coming to your site based off of this tool alone. It's something that we use at IT Rockstars, and it works really well. Once you start building up that type of number, they're going to be included in your retargeting audience, and it's like a positive feedback loop in the marketing scenario. So that's the tools. I'm going to leave it there for the overview. We are what are we at? Minute 22. So yeah. So another member perk. I have released this new this new book. It's actually not released just yet. I literally got my hands on the copies like today in the mail. They came today. So I've got 10 copies now. I ordered 10 because I wasn't sure if the cover was correct. But this is the new book called Video Marketing for MSPs. It's by myself, and it will show you everything you need to know about how to use video marketing in your technology business. As a member of IT Rockstars, you will get a copy of this book for free. So you'll be getting this sent out in the mail, and you're getting it free as part of your membership. I would really love a review of the book, good or bad, once you've got your hands on it and had a chance to look at it. It is actually on Amazon just now, but if you hold fire, I'll send you a copy for free. Just give me a couple of days to get the copies out. I need to order up some more. I will also send out a bonus piece of hardware for you. Whatever could that be? Okay, so that's the book. I'm not going to sell you the book because you're getting a copy for free, but it's you'll notice on the roadmap we don't mention video at all anywhere within it, and that's because we've got the book. We've also got the Academy. So on to advanced prospecting. Now this is something that I was like last minute. I'm like, should I put this in? I've not got it correct. I've not got it running correctly yet, but you know what? It's too cool a tool not to mention it. And this is about, coming up with that prospects list. Some of the people that you might find that you're running into when you're generating a prospects list, they might be really difficult to get a hold of their email address, and getting a hold of even just their LinkedIn profile, finding out what that is could be quite difficult. So I'm going to cover in this piece Clearbit. Excuse me whilst having a drink. I am drinking a little bit of single malt. I always do that in the masterclasses because it's the end of a busy month, and I've literally just celebrating this book as well arriving today. I don't normally drink in the middle of the week, but it has been a busy month. So Clearbit. These guys, it's kind of like Cambridge Analytica. They have so much data on almost everyone, and I don't know how they do it. I've looked at a few YouTube videos to try and figure it out. But they have things like reverse IP lookups. So when someone lands on your website, they will know the company that that IP address is associated with. And I'm not talking about the internet service provider. I'm talking about the actual company. So I'm going to show you an example of this later on, where I land on a website and it comes up with my company, and I'm like, how did they know this information? I have no idea. But this is a really cool tool. So it can help you track people, companies, people that land on your website, and if they're associated with the company. So if a user comes to your website, it tags them, and it will tell you who that user is. Pretty creepy. Now, I've looked at this in the past. It was by a UK company that it's called Lead Forensics, and you installed their tracking code on your website, and it would tell you it would tell you the company. Now, I never kind of went any further with that that service, because they were wanting something like £1,000 a month for it, and I'm the guy that likes a deal, and I thought, surely how are they doing this? And anyway, Clearbit came along, and I heard about this last week, and I'm like, this sounds really interesting. How are they doing this? And this is more of an international scale. Lead Forensics seem to be more of a UK-centric one, whereas this is kind of covers the whole globe. So I have no idea how they're doing it, though. So let me show you. I'm going to first show you the Clearbit Google Chrome tool. So they have not Google Chrome, Gmail tool. So they have a plugin for Gmail. Gmail is actually not something that I use. So this like account that you see up here on the screen is like an account that's kind of like, I use it for testing purposes. That's it. Let me just zoom in here so you can see what, oh, that's a little bit too much. So I've got the Chrome plugin installed, which introduces this icon here. Now let me move this video. It allows you to, so you get 100 searches per month as part of this. It allows you to put a domain name in, and from that domain name, you can pretty much identify any person within a company. So in this example, I'm going to just show you SpaceX.com. We all know SpaceX. And it shows me here all of the employees within SpaceX. I can go by role, so I can go into role and look who we've got here, Elon Musk. This guy must work for SpaceX. He happens to be the CEO, so I want to sell Elon some IT services. Let's get his email address. Click there, and there we go. We've got Elon's email address. So that's the first step within this. You can get the email address. Now, I'm not into just spamming people. I wouldn't probably do anything with that email address. There are maybe some things that I would do. I'll show you in a future video, but I wouldn't be sending any emails to that email address. But the cool thing with this is it also includes the LinkedIn profile URL. So you can click here, and then if you have watched your prospecting stuff, oh, it's not working. Really bad example. But it usually goes to the LinkedIn profile of the user, and then obviously once you're on that user, you would connect with them. The next part to Clearbit, now this is the interesting bit. This is the bit that I've been trying to get working, and this is why I was unsure about including it in this month's masterclass, is it allows you to integrate it with Google Analytics. And this is the bit that I was talking about earlier, where someone lands on your website, you can then tag that session and then find out the company and all these other things about that user that's landed on your website. So these are all the things that it will tell you. It will tell you the company name, it will tell you the domain name, the industry that they're in, and how many employees, so the head count of the employees. And we always say here, you want to look between 10 to 50 in size, user base. That's the ideal. So it includes obviously the city, country, and state as well. They're obviously going to be useful. It also includes what tech they use. So it looks up things like MX records to figure out who, their email provider, if they're with Office 365. on their website. It shows you all these different technical aspects. So I'm going to show you what this looks like for me. So enter, so the reveal, it's called the reveal service by Clearbit. So let me get my IP address. What is my IP address? This is my current IP address. Please don't bombard me. So let's put that in here. And this is all of the information that is pulled back in that web session. So it tells me someone from IT Rockstars that's visited my website, and it tells me all the information I need to know about IT Rockstars. Includes the LinkedIn company URL, it includes the Twitter ID if they've got one, and then as I mentioned, it also includes the technology stat. So the fact that my domain name's registered with GoDaddy, I use Office 365, my website's on WordPress, you can kind of get an idea of the company through this. And I think this is extremely powerful, especially for guys and girls like yourself, because if you are using LinkedIn correctly, and if you're posting out the content on IT Rockstars, you will be able to look into a Google Analytics report to see what companies visited your website. Now, I haven't managed to set this up correctly just yet, so if I'll show you in my Google Analytics, and I've been looking for some help in this, I can't actually find like a blog post on like a third-party blog post. So I've looked into the support documents. I've actually emailed Clearbit as well because I can't get the JavaScript to work. It's actually not that straightforward. But once I figure it out, you guys and girls are going to be the first to know about this. In my analytics report, though, I have created a custom report. And in the custom report, I'll actually go to dashboards, sorry. There's a report and a dashboard. So under the dashboard, we will start to see, I wonder if it's populated yet. I've been testing this all day and I can't get it to work. No data yet. Yeah, there's some sort of error. But it will tell you in my analytics for today, so I've date range today, the company that's visited, their domain name, where they're located. Extremely powerful, especially if you're following along with IT Rockstars content. This is extremely powerful because it'll allow you to identify those prospects on your list that have been to your website multiple times. And if you set up an alert, maybe leave it 24 hours to actually go and pick up the phone and speak to that prospect after they've been to your website. It's spooky, but we're going to be testing here at IT Rockstars, and we're going to be showing you exactly how we've implemented it for selling this book. So we're going to be running this script on the site that we're running. We're selling this book. Okay, so watch this space. Clearbit is the name of the service, and we will be providing more information once we've got it working. Next month, as I mentioned, we're going to have the printed newsletter. We're going to be going over the use of it. I'm also going to try and cover some printers with you. So actually, you've got this PDF, you need to put your logos in it, you need to change up the text. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to show you how you can take that file, get it sent off to a printer and get it printed and get it mailed out to your prospects easily. So that's it for this month, folks. Let me just check whilst I am on my system here. Whoops. Man. I'm just checking the to see if the chat function started working yet. No, we still don't have the chat working. Okay, but that's it for this month. I will be in touch over email. Next month you'll get a reminder as well that this is taking place. That's it for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed.